other draft stuff was all about Shedeur Sanders, which I feel bad for him in some respect, but I feel bad for everybody else who was overlooked because the Shedeur story got so much attention. The drama finally came to an end in the fifth round when the Browns took him at 144, which that part of the story is big. If I'm Dylan Gabriel, I'm not exactly convinced that this is the best spot for me because you took me 2 rounds earlier, and now I'm going to have to figure out with another rookie who's going to get more playing time, who's going to be the backup, who's going to be the third string. That's a story for another day. But then there was the viral video, which if there was going to be a viral video of a kid prank calling a player, wouldn't he be related to a Falcon coach, right? I mean, he's not going to be a Seahawk kid. He's not going to be a Vikings kid. He's going to be a Falcons kid.
And the Falcons did nothing wrong here. If you would have let me, Chuck, one of the 32 teams, I said Falcons.
Okay, so the Falcons released a statement yesterday about Jeff Ulbrich's 21-year-old son, Jax, who was behind the prank call. And this wasn't a case for Inspector Clouseau. The video was put out. We saw him. If I'm going to do something dumb, at least let me video it so everybody can just know it's me, and it'll just make it easy for everybody. And the Falcons statement acknowledged that Jax got the number off Dad's iPad that was left open earlier in the week while he was visiting his parents. Jeff Ulbrich also released a statement apologizing to Shedeur for the prank call. He mentioned he appreciated Shedeur accepting a call that Jax made to him and apologized directly to Sanders.
Yeah, the league facilitated this, by the way. The Falcons and the NFL got involved. Said, hey, we're going to set up a call. Here's the number, 4 o'clock.
The level of crazy on the reaction to this, both across traditional TV and social media, it's not shocking anymore because we see this happen all the time. But there were people who wanted Jax arrested. Hilarious. There were people who wanted the Falcons fined, and there were people who wanted Jeff Ulbrich fired. And I would ask any of them a couple of things. Number one, have you ever been a 21-year-old who did something dumb, not breaking the law, but just something dumb? Because I got news for you. I pranked a lot of people back in the days before caller ID. I might have been 12, 13, 14.
Nice.
I did
Classic.
I also, I think I was telling this to the guys the other day. I kind of lifted my dad's gas card back in the day when I started driving. I was 16. I'd fill up the tank for $10, like, write his name down. Felt bad about it, but I did it for about a year before I got caught. Now, Dad, if he wanted to press charges, could have. Like, I stole Dad's card. But it's not like my dad's boss was going to look at him and go, you could be fired for this and, we're going to have you arrested. No, I took something from my dad. What these people were saying was just so comical to me, that they wanted the Falcons to be penalized for a 21-year-old sneaking a look at his dad's iPad. I want you to explain your thinking on this, that how that would make any sense.
Okay, again, the Falcons didn't do anything wrong here. I don't know. Hell, it fits. But they didn't do anything wrong. It's just one of those, damn it, fake crowd noise, and like they actually did something there. And the tampering, they did something there. They didn't do anything here. It just happens, and damn if it fits. But it's always the overreaction to the what we need a pound of flesh. Well, no, here there can be consequences. Now, here's the truth. He is 21. He's just a kid. Whatever. What he has shown us in the very limited amount of time, the only experience we have with the coach's son is he's willing to steal and then do something like he can't be on the property. Sure, that's fine. The son is not welcome on. It can't be around us. Sorry, because he's proven what he is willing to do. Other than that, I don't. And that's from the team to say, Jeff, you got to keep your son away. Sorry. But let's also other than that, move on. Let's talk about the common sense of it. He didn't break a law. No. People who want him arrested now. Could the Sanders family file civil charges against him for something? We'll have Bruce Hagan tomorrow. Show damages. There's always a potential for lawsuits. That Shedeur was embarrassed publicly, that the video of him answering the phone and believing it was Mickey Loomis, who Jeff Ulbrich said he was, sure, we could have that conversation. And then they took Tyler Sluck. But let's also be clear. It was a prank. It's a pretty good prank, too. If he wasn't dumb enough to put himself on video, he gets away with it. And it's a good... Is it cruel, immature? Sure. I referenced... What was the Ashton Kutcher show, Punk'd? Do you guys remember the show? Okay. There was one video of poor Justin Timberlake crying like a little bee on national TV because the prank was the IRS is seizing all his stuff and removing. He's on national TV crying. Was that cruel? Yes, it was a good prank. This was a good prank if he's not dumb enough to video himself and show everybody. It could be cruel. It could be immature. It could still be a good prank. And it was a prank. Sure, it can be a good prank. I don't like advancing the culture of ignoring there's another person involved on the other end. I'm going to get my YouTube moment. It's a larger conversation you're right about, but it's still a good prank. We live in the era.
There was a day when a prank was I would ding-dong ditch somebody and get away with it because the Ring camera wasn't showing me coming up the steps. That was a good prank. There was a day where I'd throw a bag of hot flaming poo on somebody's door. It was a funny prank in the 80s. It happened, Colin. That was the thing people would do.
Dog crap
Pretty
on
funny.
fire. Hilarious.
Yes. But it was cruel. It just wasn't shown to the world at that time, and that's kind of what this was. So and I'm talking like I saw reporters at the Dallas Morning News. I saw
I
legitimate.
know, we all overacted.
Like
Yeah, sure.
legitimate, there should be a firing, a suspension, an arrest. I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
I'm
the guy
like,
at the Washington Post said that Wiley Ballard was dangerous.
well, he is dangerous.
Wiley's dangerous?
Wiley's dangerous.
We just slammed the accelerator down, and as soon as we think that we should, I thought that it was way overstepping anything that I would have ever expected to be associated with the Falcons defensive coordinator. But that's a Falcons to the kid sort of thing there. Keep him off the property, and it's over.
I talked to my 18-year-old about this yesterday, and I was like, I'm trying to think, what would I do to you if you did this to me? I have an iPad or a phone open, and you grab a number, a contact in my phone, whatever it is, I'd lose my mind. But you're also not going to jail.
No.
And I'm not losing my job, and nobody's getting fined. It's a bad moment that a 21-year-old should know better, but in today's culture, it's a different setup.